Hello everyone and welcome to Greyhammer. Today we're going to be going over our very Slann magic heavy list. I think it's going to be really fun. Using a combination of Saurus, Slann, and some Skink Starpriest to really just get some magical firepower out on the board. See how much magic we can really do. We'll probably have some other magic heavy list in the future. But this is kind of what I'm thinking about right now. If you do like this kind of content, don't forget to go ahead and like this video and please subscribe to the channel. We're really excited about where this channel's going. I want to get some more Warhammer stuff kind of figured out. But let's drop right into the video. So the list is pretty simple. Starting off with a Slann Starmaster with a Skink Starpriest as his kind of retinue, and 3 units of 20 Saurus Warriors, 320 points apiece for those. The next regiment is also led by a Slann Starmaster and a Skink Starpriest in that one as well. A unit of 10 Saurus Warriors and then a unit of 5 Saurus Guard, rounding us off to 2,000 points. I think this list will work pretty decently, has a lot of bodies on the board to protect those Slanns, and then the Slanns can just kind of make it so that I think you can score a lot of points with this one. I haven't really made most of my list to do really well, like competitively, but most of them I've just done for fun, but I think this one could work pretty well, because it's going to be really tough to get through these Saurus Warriors. As for asterisms, the one you're going to want to pick is either Topok the Seer, to give you +1 to casting, so that will be +2 to casting for your Slann. Or if you feel like you're not really up against an army that can really, like, unbind you, then maybe you go Quetzal the Preserver, make everything in your army more durable in your territory, which it's going to be very rare that you try and get out of your territory, so that's also a really good option. But I think Topok is probably the easiest one to get. Though keeping both your Slann alive might be a little difficult. But by the third battle round, if your Slann's dead, then you've probably already lost. So maybe not, but all right. As for, I was between two different of the like star host. Sunclaw really makes your Saurus significantly more reliable by doing mortal damage. But Celestial Translocation also kind of makes your army quite a bit more mobile. So your army's pretty slow. So in Celestial Translocation, you could relocate some Saurus units into different areas of the battle. So I don't know, kind of dealer's choice on that one. I'd probably go Sunclaw, but the other one works. The Eternal Star Host works pretty well as well. All right. Your Slann, I've just kind of made this my standard thing, is just give him incandescent recresses and beings of the stars. Make him heal, make him ignore rend. So it wouldn't help as much on the Quetzal, but it will save you way more against like rend 2 or rend 3 attacks. And then healing D3 every hero phase is pretty useful. Spell lore, I'm kind of going the standard spell lore that you would probably go. Mystical Unforaging, which is your unlimited spell, which will subtract rend from enemies' weapons. So your Slann and your Starpriest are going to be able to just kind of make enemies' rend not nearly as viable. Speed of Wanchi is going to allow you to run and still charge. So your Slann or Starpriest will be able to just kind of make sure your units can get into combat if you want them to. And then Comet's Call is your anti-horde. Picking visible enemy units within 18, roll dice for each model, each 5 up, inflict immortal damage. It can be pretty useful against infantry. Even if it's a unit of 5, you're still on the off chance doing like 2 mortal wounds. So still worth it, even on smaller units. A unit of 10, you significantly improve those odds, and a unit of 20, you're killing a good portion of that unit. And you can always spike the rolls, so being able to cast that from a Slann is pretty useful. So our Slann Starmasters have 9 health, 5-inch move, 5 up save, control 2. I haven't gone over their stats as much. 6 attacks in melee, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage, crits or mortals. So not the worst stat line. Not great. Don't get them in combat. You get to add 1 to the casting rolls for them, and they can also use an unbind ability from anywhere on the battlefield instead of within 30. So they're really good anti-magic pieces as well as being good magic pieces. You have the ability with your Slann to have the spell Celestial Equilibrium, which is for the rest of the turn. Add 1 to the casting rolls for other friendly Seraphon wizards while they're wholly within 12. So, can really make... You could get +3 to your casting with your other Slann. If you had the Tepok the Seer on him as well. So Tepok, Celestial Equilibrium, the base +1 to cast. It could be pretty useful. Arcane Vassal, you can pick a friendly Skink Wizard. This is where those Starpriests come in handy. Wholly within 18. And you can measure the range of the next spell ability used by this unit, this phase, from the target instead of this unit. It's a little unfortunate that we just don't have the ability to do this multiple times in the turn now. So you can only do this once, so it's only that one clutch spell. I loved it when we had the Oracle on Troglodon that the Lord Croak could just cast his spell from anywhere on the field and just make that thing a nuke. But those days are gone, unfortunately. And then the Slann can summon things back. You pick a friendly Seraphon unit that started the battle with 3 or more models, roll a dice on a 4-up, set up a replacement unit with half the number of models, rounding up, wholly within 12 and more than 9. So those big units of 20 Saurus, you can bring them back to units of 10. So it works out pretty well. Skink Starpriest, we've talked about them quite a bit. Kind of a standard wizard. We've talked about them in different battle or list reports, so I won't talk about them too much, except you're going to be able to buff up your Saurus' melee attacks by giving them auto wounds on crits. So that's pretty useful. Those big blocks of 20 Saurus Warriors can be quite durable, and giving them a little bit more hitting power makes them quite useful. So into the kind of beef on the list, we've got the Saurus Warriors with 2 health apiece, 5-inch move, 4-up save. I'm so glad they have 2 health. I know this has been old news now, but it was so upsetting when they were just 1. Celestite weapons, 2 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rend 1, 1 damage. Not a bad attack profile, not a great attack profile, but it works. They are cheaper now, so we'll see how it goes for them. And then you get to add 1 to save rolls while each model in this unit is contesting objective you control. That's going to be hard to sell for a 20-man unit, so it's really those 10-man units that are going to get the bonuses to get a 3-up save if they're on an objective. And so you can use them to hold an objective and use the big mans of 20 to protect the Slann and just kind of engage the enemy. Saurus Guard, haven't been focused too much on this channel, so 2 health apiece, 5-inch move, 3-up save and control 1. They have 3 attacks apiece, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, 1 damage. But while any friendly Slann units are within their combat range, both this unit and the Slann unit gets a ward of 5-up. This really makes the Slann significantly more durable. They can't take on the wounds of the Slann like they used to be able to, but a ward of 5-up is actually better. And they're pretty good in combat. They're not insane, but they can definitely have some teeth. So let's get into tactics. Your Slann and your Starpriest are going to be providing magical debuffs and damage. I mean, just you're going to have 6 spells you're able to cast, which is actually a little unfortunate. You'll probably just get your Skink Starpriest to be casting it's just too many spells. We need more spells. Considering the Skinks don't have a spell lore. So you'll probably be casting Comet's Call on your Skinks, and Celestial Equilibrium on one of your Slann at the first of your hero phase. But then you have things like, so Celestial Equilibrium, everyone's going to be doing Comet's Call, if they can. I mean, it's an 18-inch range, so it works pretty decently. And then if you can use your... Or actually, sorry, only one person can do Comet's Call. You're trying to negate the rend of the enemy. So that will be what everyone will try and do. So you have your Skink Starpriest pushed up with your Saurus to allow your Slann to do that. Then one of your Slanns probably cast Comet's Call. And then you kind of just allow your Saurus to run and charge, and yeah, there's not much else you can do with them. We really need an ability to take more spells, in my opinion. But yeah, this might actually be overkill on the spells. You probably want Slann to make it not as overkill. But your Saurus Warriors are going to grab and hold objectives along with defending the Slann. They're going to be a big, beefy unit. I apologize for my dogs if you can hear them. One sec. But yeah, Saurus Warriors are going to grab, hold objectives, being really defensive pieces that can hit hard for sure. Your Saurus Guard are going to provide buffs to the Slann's durability, provide as kind of your last line of defense. And then your Slann can also revive units as backup units, making a very durable defense. And I'm trying to remember. It is once per turn, so you can't do it twice per Slann. But they definitely can be quite a heavy-hitting support piece, because if you had a unit of 20, you can bring back a unit of 10. You had a unit of 10, you can bring back a unit of 5. You have a unit of 5, you can bring back a unit of 3. So just having that every single turn, so you can even throw things into the meat grinder and bring them back. Just have them cause as much chaos as possible. So honestly, you might want to take that Celestial Translocation to be able to teleport your Saurus onto objectives. And then if they die, you just bring them back at half strength. So, and they've probably done a decent bit of damage. So honestly, I think this one can grab objectives pretty well. But let me know what you think of it. Comment on how you think this list works, and go ahead and like this content if you enjoy it, and subscribe to me if you want to see more things like it. But that's going to end the episode here, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.